Hello everybody and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Red. So we have quite a few things that we want to get to today. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to want a couple of better barrels. And we're also going to want a couple of structure upgrades. Because I have figured out a way that we can actually clear up our wither spawner out there, because as we remember, they are not working properly. We want 4 of those, there we go. Due to the fact that we are trying to output soul sand and wither skeleton skulls through the same tesseract, and when one of these drawers out here gets full, it stops the whole process, because now the tesseract is batch stuffed with soul sand, which is not allowing any more wither skeleton skulls to go into this drawer here because it's batch stuffed with the soul sand. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to clear that up. I think I have come up with a way. So we're going to come back in here. We've got a couple of barrels. We're going to dive into a new mod, or not a new mod, but a new extension for the Java mod. And we are going to make a couple of these B-space upgrades. Now to make those, we need a couple of ender chests and a couple of pistons. So we're going to actually need 4 of these ender chests. So let's go ahead and see why it's not going to let us make that. So we'll just do it this way. So we're going to need 4 of these in total. Out of chests, of course. That's fine. Those are easy enough to craft up. There we go, and 1 more. Cool. And now we need, 8 pistons? So let's craft up those 8 pistons. There we go. And then we put the pistons on top and underneath. And there we go. We have our 4 B-space upgrades. We're also going to need one of these tuning forks. Very simple to make, and there we go. Perfect. Let's also get a storage upgrade for each of these, just so that we're not wasting space here. Perfect. Okay, now we're also going to need a couple of storage buses, 2 to be exact. Let's start that up. There we go. We're also going to need some cable. Regular cable will be fine. And then we're going to need some soul sand. And we're going to need wither skeleton skulls, which actually we'll just come out here and pull them from out here, because this system is just, kind of bound up at the moment. So let's go ahead and grab at least 1 of those. And actually, we're not going to want to do that. We're going to want to come down and shut off our wither skeleton spawner, just to make sure that it doesn't turn on, because we're going to need that 1 out of our system. So it's going to take a little bit of a rework of our system here. There we go. Just because we're going to have to change a few things around. However, this should allow us to still do what we want to do and do it more efficiently than what we are currently working with. So let's grab our skull. There we go. Alright, so now we have to come down to our AE2 room. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to throw these new barrels right here on the end of this line. So let's grab these 2 here. Let's see, we've got 3. That's fine. And we will go ahead and place down our storage. And actually, we don't want to do that just yet. We want to break this line because we don't want anything going in here without us telling it exactly what we want in there. So there we go. There's that. And now we can say soul sand is going to go in there and lock that. And our wither skeleton stalls are going to go in there and lock that. And now we can just partition these. Set that up to about 6,000. There we go. Now we can attach our table again. Nope, attach the table. There we go. Just like that. And everything is both hunky and dory. So that means that over here we need to change up this setup, because remember we have this test right here, you know, outputting or taking in the soul sand and taking in the wither skeleton stalls. So actually we do not need this setup much. I mean, we still need to keep the tesseract here, but we are not going to output our stalls and our sand through this tesseract. So right now this thing is just going to take in the essence and everything else that our hopper picks up and put it back into the system. So that's all this tesseract is doing. We still need that tesseract out there, but we can kind of move things around. So with these things, we are going to go ahead and throw the structure upgrades on there. So one there and one there. There and there. And then we will put our structure or our storage upgrades on. And lastly, our B space. Perfect. So now, here's the trick with these. They have to be set up on identical barrels. So that's why we had to make 4 of them and make them identical. Because if you don't, they won't work. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and pull out all of this soul sand, which actually we can just dump into our system here. And we will pull out all of this soul sand as well. There we go, and we will dump this into our system. Except for one piece. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Come back here, soul sand. I said come back here, soul sand, thank you. There we go, we'll keep one piece, and then we can come over here and grab our skulls. Because these here are actually going to go bye-bye. Let's go ahead and break this one down. There we go. And we will grab the skulls and break this guy down. Perfect. So now we can take our barrel and we can put one barrel there, and we can put one barrel there. Now, we upgrade these with what we already have, just like so. And then let's grab our storage, and now our B space. Now this is where we have to use our tuning fork, because they are not tuned to each other. So we want this guy here to be our wither skeleton skulls. So we have to go back inside with our tuning fork and head down here to our AE2 room. And if I remember correctly, you right click, nope, shift right click, there we go, the fork starts to resonate. That is what we are looking for, and as you can see, it's got a durability on it. So you only have a limited amount of time to set these up. So let's come out here and right click, and boom. We just got it in time, and now you can see that we have wither skeleton skulls there. It's almost like a tesseract or a ender chest, only for barrels. So all of our storage is on the inside of our house, but they share the same storage. So it will read whatever we have in our system out here and pull from that. How cool is that? So let's go ahead and come back in here and do the same thing with our soul sand. And this will allow us to, you know, build a soul sand farm or whatever we want. Shift right click, there we go. And we can start growing soul sand so that we never run out of soul sand. So let's come back out here, and then we shift right click this one, and boom, there's our soul sand. Perfect. So now everything is lined up, and if we double right click there, there goes our skulls on the inside there, and on the inside there. If we take a look, the system should say that we have 105 wither skeleton skulls. Let's take a look. Boom, 105. Over here we should have 1040 soul sand. If we look, 1040 soul sand. How cool is that? So that will solve that issue there with that stuff, you know, not working properly. We can now, if we wanted to, technically, you know, move this test rat out of the way. And wow, that thunderstorm is really loud. But we're not going to worry about that too much. I mean, it's fine sitting right there the way it is. So yeah, that should take care of our wither spawner issues that we were having. Just so that, you know, everything is nice and tidy, and, you know, we're not getting stuff backlogged with our wither skeleton spawner. So now we can go back up to our skeleton spawning area, and before we turn it back on, we'll come down here, and we're probably going to have to go into Ender Mini mode for this. Yep, we are. Let's hop down into Ender Mini mode real quick. And we will just pop down here. And we're going to tell this system here, this is the part that we're going to have to change. Because remember, when we're emitting when levels are above or equal to 1. Well, we want more than 1 in the system. So we have 105 in there. Let's say we want to do it at, oh, I don't know. We've got 105 in there. Let's say we want 120. That'll work. So now that turns off because there's not 120 skulls in there. We come over here and we flip this lever here. That turns off. Our spawner will now activate, and just like before, as soon as we get 120 wither skeleton skulls in the in the system, this system will shut down. Awesome. That is exactly what we wanted to see, and wow, that thunderstorm is extremely loud in my ears. Go away. Shoot. So, next on the list, we don't need the B-Space tuner anymore. We don't need any of that stuff. We can put the drawers in there and the export buses. Don't need any of that. Oh, we got hail moving in. Okay. So, continuing on where we left off last episode, we were going to make ourselves a cool sword. So, to make the draconic sword, we need all of this stuff, plus the wyvern sword. Well, the wyvern sword is a wyvern core and a wyvern energy core, which takes a draconic core and 4 blocks of redstone, a couple of pieces of draconium ingot, and we don't have any more draconium, at least not processed up. So let's go ahead and grab most of a stack here. And that storm definitely wants to, you know, turn into something more, but that's okay. It can try, but it's not going to work. So there is our wyvern energy core, and then we need a wyvern core, which is 4 draconic cores, 4 draconium ingots, and a nether cube. So there's that, and of course we're out of cores now. That's fine, we'll mate a few more up. But we can at least mate our sword now, once we actually mate the diamond sword. There we go. And just like that, there is our sword of the wyvern. Perfect. Oh, yep. There's a tornado, and it just went away. Hopefully those sirens won't last too much longer. Excellent. So now we need to make the awakened cores, which is going to take the awakened draconium that we made last episode, which is going to take 4 of these wyvern cores, which means that we need 16 of the draconic cores. So let's see if we can get those. Let's go ahead and make up as many as we can. We got 13. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some more draconium, because I think we're actually going to need more than that. And we will break down the rest of this into ingots. Let's go ahead and just throw this up here and get that cooked up real quick. So we have 13 of these. We're going to need at least 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And so we're going after the awakened core, which is the wyvern cores. So let's grab 4 of those. Perfect. And now 1 of those. Yeah, this stuff is not cheap. This is why it's definitely endgame. So there's the core. We also need the draconic energy core instead of just the awakened core, which is going to be 1 of these wyvern cores again, which means we need 4 more draconic cores. There we go. Let's check on our draconium here. Yep, that's cooked up. And we'll just throw this stuff in the system there. So we need that. And we need this wyvern core. There we go. So now with the wyvern core, we need wyvern energy cores, 4 of them. So that means we're going to need 4 more draconic cores. There we go. And let's go ahead and get those done up. Yep, we are definitely spawning withers. So there we go, that takes care of that. And lastly, we can put all of this stuff together, and there's the draconic energy core, the awakened core, and the sword. Do I have these mixed up, or what am I forgetting here? Nah, I'm forgetting the awakened draconium. There we go, there's our draconic sword. Perfect. If we take a look, yeah, we've only got 25 of the 36 that we had before. So let's go ahead and get this thing charged up, which 10 million RF, yeah, that's going to take forever to charge up there. Let's head down here to our reactor, and we will throw it in our quick charge station down here. Yeah, look at that, already charged up. Perfect. So now with this thing, we can hit our key, which for me is the home key because I changed it, and this will open up the GUI for it. And as you can see, we have an AoE attack, and we can take this all the way up to a 5x5 AoE attack. And we can also add enchants and stuff like that, such as you know, looting or sharpness, whatever we want. And the nice thing about that is it is very easy, because you can just make books, and you can put the books in here and enchant it that way. So that is really nice. We'll probably enchant this thing up, you know, a little bit more as we go along. for now, let's go see what kind of damage this thing will do. Unless we have, maybe in the off chance we might have a looting book that's ready to go. Let's see here. Oh, that's all efficiency, power, protection, unbreaking, and none of which will really help us. Let's see what it's going to take to make looting. Because looting would be nice, for sure. So looting, let's come out here, recipes, protection, fire protection, feather falling, no, sharpness is only going to be quartz, another quartz, and, some levels. That actually might not be too bad. Might be able to do that real quick. There's fortune. No, we don't want fortune. We want looting. And did I pass it? I might have passed it. Looting right there. We need some sort of head. And that's only looting 1. Wonder why it's only giving us the option for looting 1. Well, let's take a look here. Let's check out the quartz. Oh yeah, we got plenty of quartz. Let's check out some sort of head. Well, let's grab a couple of creeper heads, I guess. We're going to need some lapis. There we go, and we're going to need a couple of books. Yeah, we'll grab 2. A couple of ink sacs, which I know we have plenty of those. A couple of feathers. Like so. Alright, so our books, our ink sacs, and our feathers get us our book and quills. Put the book and quill in there. And we need 25 levels to get sharpness 5. Well, we should be able to do that. Let's just go ahead and pull out all of our experience. And boom, there's sharpness 5. Now if we put heads in there, looting 3. That's exactly what I was hoping to see, but we need more levels. So, let's see here. Grab a couple more creeper heads. Will that increase it even more than looting 3? I don't think there's anything past looting 3. No, there's not. Okay, so where are we going to get more experience from? Well, let's grab ourselves a tank. Which we don't have any. Come on. It always takes a moment to pull up all of the tanks because there's a ton of them. There we go, and we want the open blocks tank. Which of course, it's got to load up page 2. There we go. Right there. Need some more glass panes. That's a pane in the glass. There we go, 1 open blocks tank. Perfect. Because now with this, we can just come down to our rooms. Let's go down to this one first. And we can just place this tank right underneath here. And give it a whack with a wrench to output. There we go. Let's go ahead and break that to pick it up. And we can flip that back. Perfect. Now let's head over. Actually, it's probably going to be quicker if we just head over here to the Thaumcraft area. Rather than go up and down and everywhere else. There we go. We'll get hit with some flux flu crap. So we'll pick up that tank as well. Put this tank down. Throw this tank on top of it. We'll work on getting a better way of doing this in the near future. So there we go. And now if we just take a empty hand and right click, we can pull experience right out of this tank. Cool. So let's go ahead and pick this tank back up and get it where it belongs. Right there. And this guy we will pick up and... no, we can't do that. That's fine. Let's pick him back up and we'll head back over to our AE system. Oh. Kind of forgot about that. I forgot that it went farther down. So we'll come over here, go over to our AE2 system. And we can just throw this tank right up underneath this one here. Set it to output, that way that tank always stays full. And look at that, we have 120 wither skeleton stalls. The system shut down, no more withers are spawning. System is working flawlessly. Gotta love it. So let's come back over here and get our looting 3 book now. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So now we can just put this stuff back. Didn't need the lapis. I know in new versions you do need lapis as well in order to do stuff. But now we can take our sharpness 5 and our looting 3, place it in the slots there, close it down, and when we take a look at our sword, now we have sharpness 5 and looting 3 on it. How cool is that? So we do a 5x5 damage with this thing. Let's get rid of these 2 levels. There we go. And let's head to the end. Because why not? There's always a ton of stuff to kill in the end, and we'll dial once. There we go. And to the end we go. Whoosh! After it, you know, decides to load here in a moment. There we go. And now if we come out here, we can start ticking off all of these Endermen. Yeah, come on guys, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Hi. Come here. Come here, you guys too. Everybody. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to tick them off. Let's get them bunched up here and just start giving them a smash. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, that is hardcore Enderman killing right there. I mean, pretty much one smack and they're dead. That's even better than our rapier that we got. But then again, the rapier actually goes through and will penetrate armor. So these guys don't wear any armor. It's kind of a moot point. But with all this experience we're getting too, gotta love it. We're up to 3 levels already. And that's just, you know, a few seconds here of, you know, smacking Enderman around. We got a specialty Enderman out here. Give him a smash. Pick up a Lego hat too, why not? There we go. So now if we take a look, we are getting exactly what we were coming for, these mob souls. That's what we wanted all along, were these mob souls, because the mob souls are going to be used for our resurrection stone. So, this is where we're going to leave off today. We've got, you know, several souls to use for the resurrection stone, which is a bonus. I don't know, you know, I'll have to check. I don't think there is a beheading on this thing, but if there is, that would be cool, because then we might just end up throwing this thing in our wither skeleton spawner area and, you know, just kind of let it do its own thing and get heads for the wither, plus get mob souls. But next episode, we will utilize these souls that we just got. This thing doesn't need to recharge fast, so we'll just kind of throw it up in there. And yeah, look at all these ender pearls, holy cow, and we got quite a few heads as well. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, we will put these souls to good use. We will make our withers, not our wither rather, but our resurrection stone. And we will see what we can do to bring the end dragon back from the dead, just to, well, send him right back. But anyway, guys, if you liked this episode, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out and the channel out immensely when you guys do that. Don't forget to leave a comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like, anything else that you'd like to see me try and build. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. I greatly appreciate it. And consider subscribing. Just, you know, hit that subscribe button and help me out. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon, turn on your notifications. That way you guys can be notified of the newest content as it comes out. But anyway, guys, I hope you have an absolutely great day. And as always, I will definitely talk to you in the next video. See ya.